Hey, what's up? This is J.R. Taylor, and welcome back to another episode of Pafoooorm Unleash Light. And we are here, and this is it's bittersweet because this is the final curtain call. See what I did there? Our bow for the whole award season, and this is our Oscar special with Giovanni. What's up, Gio? How you feeling?
I'm feeling blessed. I'm feeling great. Thank you for having me back.
Yes, and we are here to discuss the 97th annual Oscars that just took place. And let's just hop right into it. And with every award show, we always start with the carpet and the fashions and what they had on and what the people didn't have on. So we're gonna run through this real quick as far as that goes, as far as the fashion aspect of it goes. So starting off with Ariana Grande, Galinda was on the carpet, and she looked great. She looked great to me. She kept the theme throughout the whole awards, not even just the award season. She kept her theme with her pink, different shades of pink throughout the award season, throughout the press run, and this was no different. And she had on something that was unconventionally, different, and people liked it, some people didn't, and I thought that was awesome. And then speaking of Wicked and Galinda, we can't say Galinda without our Alphaba with Miss Cynthia Erivo, and what she had on, she looked awesome as well. I thought she looked great, rounding it off. With Alphaba, she could play with blacks and greens and all type of colors, and she has just been keeping it great this whole, not just award season, but also press run. And of course her nails and her signature now bald head, I thought that was great. And let's move on to some other females on the carpet. Did you have any favorites on the carpet?
I missed the carpet. I came right at the shy in the beginning of the show.
Okay, so some other people that were on the carpet that was awesome as far as, ladies, some standouts. We have, actually, I want to speak on, well, yeah. So we have the talented young Storm Reed. I thought she looked great. She had on red, and she looked awesome. The young girls was out for the Oscars, which I thought was awesome. Coco Jones hit the carpet in her black. She looked dope. Speaking of Coco Guff was on the carpet, our tennis stars. And I love seeing athletes on red carpets and stuff that they wear, because you got to remember, athletes' bodies are just amazing, and they train their whole lives to be in whatever, particular sport that they're in. And just to see the softer side of them, and dress up, and, they're not always in hair and makeup and, gowns and stuff. So you get to see them in a different light, which I always think is so dope to see athletes on the carpet. But I want to talk about one of the colors that a lot of the girls had on, which is silver. A lot of the girls had on silver. Mindy Kaling had on silver, which was dope. Emma Stone had on silver. Demi Moore had on silver. I'm gonna throw Ava DuVernay in there. It was great.
That's in the family.
Yeah, so I want to say it's in the family. I loved her dress as well. But for me, the overall best dress of the night was Holly freaking Berry. Let me tell you something.
Holly Berry, boy.
Let me tell y'all something about Holly Berry. She looks so good. And of course, it's Holly Berry. Of course, she's a beautiful woman. I don't even know how many ways to describe beauty. She's whatever you can think of how to describe a beautiful woman. She's heard it. It's Holly Berry. So I don't, that's a given. But she just looks so good for so long. How do you look that good for that long? It's just like, I don't know. I don't even know how to explain it. But she looked so freaking good. I had the honor to actually meet her last night at the after party, and I gotta admit, I was starstruck.
How's she look in person?
Amazing.
If she looking like that on TV, I wonder what she's like in person. How's her skin like? What she smell like?
She looked just like that. She smelled like butterscotch on a Sunday morning.
Was she nice? Was she kind?
Oh, she was very nice. She introduced me to Van Hunt. She just looked so freaking amazing, and she was just so nice. And yeah, I was low key starstruck. She tall, she's short. She's not tall. She's like average size for I guess a woman. She's but 5'6". I say like 5'6" ish, but she don't heels, so it's kind of confusing.
Yeah, yeah.
You never can tell. But she just looked so good, and she just has one of those things where you when she enters a room, or like when she arrives at the party, everybody knew it. Mind you, the parties are dark and crammed up and stuff, but for some reason you knew when she was there, and she just changed the whole shift, the energy of the room. And she's like listen, there's levels to this. There's celebrities, and then there's celebrities, meaning like there's your favorite celebrities have their celebrities, and Holly Berry falls into that category where it's just like she
A
is a
celebrity.
bona fide A-list superstar, like period, point blank. And yeah. So she was my favorite dress of the night. She just looks so good. Did I say that already? I think I said that before. She looks so good. But yeah, she looked great. Who else looked great on the carpet? Shout out to Queen Latifah and Ebony Nichols. You guys both complimented each other with what you guys had on. I thought they looked great. That was one of the best couples of the night for me. They looked freaking awesome, showing you what love feels like, looks like, and yeah, y'all look great. But let's move on to over to the men. So some of the men that I thought that were outstanding, I have to say, oh, let me back up. Let me back up. Whoopi Goldberg had on this reflective. Whoopi Goldberg is a very interesting when it comes to fashion and how she displays her fashion and her shoes and all of that. But I, in my humble opinion, thought Whoopi Goldberg looked great last night. That metallic, was it metallic or reflective, whatever you want to call it. I have to give a shout out to Whoopi Goldberg because I thought she looked great. But let's move over to the men. Men could be, people say, boring when it comes to fashion, because it's especially when it comes to the Oscars, because it's usually just a tux, and it's either you're gonna have on a black tux, you're gonna jazz it up and throw on a white jacket maybe. But some of the men actually brought it, like Coleman Domingo brought it. I mean, he brings it every time, but he brought it with that red. I mean, he looked awesome. Some of the other men that I thought looked great was who. No, I have a list. Let me look up my list of men, but it was a few men that looked awesome. Who else? Keith Powers. Even though it was a traditionally black suit, but the shoulders, the way it was just perfectly fit. Listen, a man's suit, you can lose or gain with your tailoring. And his suit fit was impeccable. Keith Powers. Shout out to Keith Powers. Who else would I want to say? It was some other people who like took
That was his first time at the Oscars too. Oh, yeah, it was his first time.
great. Oh, Jeremy Strong with that green. He took with the olive green. Now that was awesome. The fit of it, the tie wasn't that traditional tie. It was dope. Jeremy Strong, I would say one of the better dressing guys. Of course, I already said Coleman Domingo. Andrew Garfield had on this chocolate, which I thought was so dope as well. So I have to give a shout out to him. Who else were some of the other guys? Those are the guys, primarily those are the guys that stood out to me. And speaking of suits,
What about Adam Sandler?
he's crazy. I love that they addressed that whole situation, because people have been saying it for the past couple of years on how he just shows up to award shows, not caring or not putting too much into it as far as the fashion aspect of it. And honestly, I commend him for that.
Yeah.
I commend him for that, because he's just not about all that pomp and circumstance. He's just like, look, I'm here.
I'm Adam Sandler.
Adam Sandler. I'm
Right.
comfortable. And I got to give it up for him for that, because, he's Adam Sandler. Let's give a special shout out to John M. Chu as well, because he put some color on the red carpet. I love when guys put color. He had on emerald green, hence Wicked, which I thought was awesome. But yeah, I just love when guys throw in color, because that's all we can do is like throw in, if we're going to wear a traditional suit or tux or whatever it is we're going to wear. I think color is where you go to just make it a little bit different. And if you're going to go black, I say play with the textures of it, and make sure that fit is fit. But yeah, let's move on the inside. So we Yeah, let's move on to the inside. Let's start off with the host. How did you feel the host did? Conan O'Brien. I used to be such a, not saying I used to be because I still am a fan of Conan, but I'm saying I used to be a fan of his show, his talk show. Yes, I thought he was everything. But how did you feel that he did as
I think Conan O'Brien is very hilarious. I've actually, to my ritual before I go to sleep, I fall asleep to Conan O'Brien's channel, where it's just back to back episodes of his show. I think he did great. I think he did good. I think he really had great pacing. I think he was funny, until, and we'll get to that later.
Oh, until okay, well, we'll get to that. But yeah, I think his opening monologue was awesome. I think that you know what I I kind of liked about this year's I was gonna say Olympics, Oscars as well. It didn't seem overly produced. You know how some of those shows can seem overly produced? It didn't, of course it was produced. It just didn't seem overly produced. Um, but still I feel like my favorite Oscars within the past, I say 10 years, is unfortunately the one that had the slap with Will and Chris, but that's not why it was my favorite. But it was just that one is still my favorite. I feel like they still have to. I think they should bring him back in.
Who, Chris?
No, Will Packard. Then he
Yeah, we need some Will Packard up in there.
I just feel like him as the producer and him and his team, I just feel like can y'all bring him back? And then he also, you gotta remember, he put it was just dope. It was just dope. I loved it. But we're talking about this year's Oscars, not that year's Oscars. So let's keep it going. So let's talk about, yeah, we talked about the host. So now let's just move on to the awards. Um, you know, the big winner of the night was Honora. With all the wins, they swept all the big categories, I should say. Let's just move on to the awards and some of the big winners. Let's start off with well, let's start off with best original song. Now, uh, um, again, it obviously the Academy, the people on the board, they vote. The winner, Amelia Perez, they won for El Mal. Um, I personally thought that Diane Warren should have won for the journey for this movie, the Six Triple A.
I agree.
Her performed it. First of all, it's Diane Warren. Like it's almost like blasphemous that Diane Warren has not won an Oscar yet. Let's start there. She has not won an Oscar yet, and that woman has written some of the biggest songs ever. And I just thought the song was beautifully written, beautifully performed, and I just, in my humble opinion, think that Diane Warren should have won that Oscar. That's just my opinion. Um, but yeah, let's just move on. To some of the oh, let's go on to best costume design, and the winner was Paul from Wicked, first black man to ever win best costume design. Paul Teswell, like that was historic. It was history. It was awesome. I am glad that not just a black man was in charge of such a huge budget and a huge film, and just the hours of these designs and the execution of these designs, and it's just the storytelling through the costumes, because you got to remember, for a movie, all movies, all stories, the costumes are very important, because it helps tells the story, especially for a movie like Wicked, because those costumes do help drive the story, and it was perfectly executed, and he not only deserved the Oscar, but I'm just glad that now a black man has won best costume design. What say
A lot of work, man. Shout out to wardrobe and stylist, man. You guys have a lot to do, especially with a movie like Wicked. You talking about like you have to even style like 5,000 plus background artists. That's in itself is something that's hard to do. So congratulations, brother.
Yes, congratulations for that. I definitely have to give it up for that. Let's move on to so Anora, they won best screenplay. They won best screenplay, best adapted screenplay, Conclave. I have not seen Conclave.
Not yet myself either.
Honestly, I don't even know if I'm interested in seeing it, to be honest with you. So I don't know if I'm gonna like. I'm not gonna make it a point to see it. Movies like movies that I don't like, not necessarily want to see like that, and I don't mind seeing it. So it would have to. Well, movies don't you stream everything now, so they don't just come on. You know how sometimes you're like, oh, if I catch it and just on, I'll see it. But like, no one catches stuff anymore.
Are you not the guy that? Are you not the guy that goes back and watch the movies that won the Oscars?
I do. Um, I do. But again, I'm not really interested in seeing Conclave. My phone ringing is what it is. Hello.
Yeah, and even not to move forward, but even stuff like The Brutalist, like I saw Nickel Boys, that was really good. It was shot very differently. Either you was gonna like it or not like it, but yeah, Conclave nowhere near intrigued to watch it, but who knows? It might be my cup of tea.
So yeah, that's with Conclave. Let's see what else were some of the winners. Best cinematography, The Brutalist. First of all, that movie is 3 hours and 45 minutes. Like,
You better win an Oscar,
who
damn it!
is sitting through that? 3 hours and 45 minutes? That's a long.
Slow one too.
I have not yet to see that. Honestly, I just don't think I'm gonna. And I'm gonna be honest. I don't think I'm gonna see it. Yeah, I just don't think I'm gonna see that.
An hour a day.
No, I just don't think I'm gonna see that. And speaking of the Brutalist, Adrian Brody, he won Oscar for actor in a leading role. You, I can't. Again, I can't say he didn't deserve it because again, I didn't see it. I know that he's an amazing actor. I know he's awesome. I know he's dope. But what I thought was interesting is that when he was accepting his award and they tried to do this playoff music, he said, "No, turn it off. Turn it off. I've been here before. Turn it off. I'll wrap it up. I won't be egregious with my time." And they turned it off.
Mine.
Now, if Coleman Domingo won, I'm not making this a race thing. I'm just saying, if Coleman Domingo run and he did that and said that, do you think, do you think they would have cut the music off? And or do you think that the next day there will be a bunch of write-ups on how disrespectful Coleman Domingo was? I'm just I'm just
They would have turned it off.
advocate. Now, would they have turned the music off? Probably, but I just feel like he would have got a little bit of backlash for that.
I agree. I concur 100%.
I think he would have got a little bit of backlash for that.
Think he is?
Yeah, I just think that he would have got a little backlash for. Not saying that I want Adrian Brody to get backlash because I absolutely don't, but I just feel like he would have got a little bit of backlash for that. But congratulations, nevertheless, for Adrian Brody because he is an amazing actor. Again, I haven't seen this actual piece of work, but I know he is an amazing actor. Moving on to actor in a supportive role, Karen Culkin for a Real Pain. We saw this coming a mile away. I mean, he got the SAG, he got the Golden Globe, he got the BAFTA, he got everything leading up to it. So it was like, okay, yeah, we know it's going to him. Um, I just love that. I just love that it's Macaulay Culkin's brother. I just love that we all grew up together from Home Alone, and it just shows that you can have a second and third act in not only your career but your life. And now he's in a.
He took the driver's seat. It's like Macaulay's in the past. He's like in the passenger seat now. Like not saying because Macaulay Culkin, when you hear Macaulay Culkin, that's like our youth. Like it's nothing bigger than our youth of Macaulay Culkin. But what I'm saying is, even his brother was in when he was in Home Alone.
Yeah.
I didn't know that was his brother until like a few years ago. But now I'm looking at him, and he's like more in the forefront now. And Macaulay's more like, hey, bro, it's your time. Do your thing.
Let me tell you something. Macaulay Culkin made $50 million out the gate. Like Macaulay Culkin is chilling for the rest of his life.
He
Like
live around here too.
Macaulay Culkin is chilling. Like that boy is. he's made so much
Yeah,
money.
like you.
Like that's crazy. So like yeah, I mean, and look, if you're that young and you make that much money, and not just saying you should stop because it's not what you love, but it's like when you start something like that, especially in the arts, whether it's acting, being an artist, like a child star in general, sometimes you get in the dough and go, you know what, I really don't want to do this anymore. I want to do something else. And I think that should be respected. So shout out to Macaulay Culkin,
The
honestly.
Kokens.
Yeah. Let's go to supporting actress in a role, which went to Zoe Zandana for Amelia Perez. We saw this one coming as well. She has gotten all of the SAG. She's gotten the BAFTA. She's gotten the Golden Globe. So I mean, we saw this one coming as well. But wasn't it wasn't a surprise, but. It doesn't mean it doesn't mean that you're a shoe in. It doesn't mean that. But it's not like a big surprise. You know what I mean? Like okay, big contender, big contender. She just looked so appreciative. You can tell she really loved it, and you being the first Dominican, a woman of Dominican descent to win that category, I think is awesome as well. She shouted out not just her immigrant grandparents, but just immigration in general, which we all know is under a whole situation right now. If you live in this country, don't know where you're tuning in from, but in the United States, it's this whole thing right now with our administration. But we're not getting into that because that is not what we're here for. But it was just nice to see her shout out to immigrants and saying that you are worthy, and if I can do it, you can, because sometimes you don't need just the inspiration, but you need to be able to see things to know that you can do them as well.
Very well spoken.
And she's about to have a major year with, I mean, what is it? Avatar coming out.
That's right.
And you know what? The Avatar that's coming out soon, they're gonna do I read that they're gonna do a whole warning tab on it, telling you that no AI was used doing this. This is all CGI and effects of people who made these effects, which I honestly think is important because they put so many years of time to make these effects and make them so realistically that obviously now are easier to do with AI. However, they want you to know, no, we did this, and which I think is dope.
Yeah, I think that's very important because AI for them in that arena is like what is equivalent to a DJ that used to DJ with vinyl opposed to DJs now that just pressing a button. Back in the day, you used to have to scratch and really know how to scratch. So
Yeah.
if that's why the AI, no AI was used is very important because AI taking credit for everything these days.
And not only that, but now DJs don't even have to push buttons. Now they come with pre-recorded mixes and they're getting caught. No, they are. They're getting caught in real time because people are recording them doing all type of stuff and they're like, wait, this don't even make matching what's going on. And a lot of people are getting away with pre-recorded mixes. I'm not mad at your hustle, but if you're going to hustle that way, at least lip sync to it. That's like, yeah, like if you're yeah, if you're an artist and you have a pre-recorded vocal, you're gonna practice that pre-recorded vocal and make it seem believable. So the DJs can do the same damn thing, like make it believable at least. So let's move on to actress in a leading role. So this is one of those things where, like I said before in the previous category, how we saw this one coming, we did not see this one coming. Because Demi Moore, again, she swept all the other awards. She got the Golden Globe, she got the BAFTA, she got all these, the SAG, she got all the other awards, and we really thought that Demi Moore was going to get this. Now, my personal opinion, I thought that Cynthia Erivo should have got it, not just because I personally thought she should have got it, but just all the time and effort and all the stuff that she did to put in this role, and how just not just transformative she was in it, because Demi Moore was too. Let's be very clear. I've seen that movie as well. So Demi Moore was awesome in that as well. But I really wanted this for Cynthia because it would have gave her EGOT status. Not just that, but just also because I really, really adore Wicked and I adore Cynthia Erivo as well. But she didn't win. Demi Moore didn't win, and went to Mickey Madison for Honora. Um, some people disagree, some people agree. She's a young actress. Some people call it I've seen a lot of articles talking about ageism, and they don't really give it to older girls in that category for actress leading a leading role. Historically, there's a lot of, at the end of the day, these are all opinion based awards. Let's just keep it a buck. They're all opinion based awards. It doesn't mean that these people aren't talented. It doesn't mean that these people don't deserve it, because I'm sure Mickey Madison deserves it. I know it's her dream. So I'm not saying, oh, she shouldn't have got it. She got it. That it is what it is. Um, I don't want Demi Moore to, and I'm saying her in particular because I know it's Cynthia Erivo is still gonna be, I just don't want Demi Moore to have in her mind that she's either not worthy or this was her last chance to get that award because she is a woman of particular age. And not just that, but this was her first major award she won this year. She's never won a major award. She made that clear. She let you know that her agent or manager before didn't believe in her that way either way. So she went through some things, and this was really a confident booster. And I'm sure when your confidence is boosted, you want to keep going and make things. And I want her to just keep going and make things and know that this is not going to be her last opportunity for an award like this, because now she's on people's radar. And now people, if they didn't take her serious before, they take her serious now.
Emmy sound black.
Yeah. Oh, you said she sound black.
And Demi Moore sounding blacker and black about a day.
So I just wanted, but shout out to Mickey Madison. Congratulations. It is what it is. However, I would have loved to see it go to Cynthia, but Cynthia, guess what? Part two is coming out this year in November. So how about
Wait, part two of what? Wicked?
Wicked?
I still haven't
Yes.
seen the first one. I mean, I haven't seen the remake of the. I haven't seen it.
Shame on you. Shame on you. Shame on you.
Why? How do you know it's
Shame
gonna be
on you.
part two?
Shame on you. Tomato. Tomato. Tomato.
No, okay, Isaiah.
What do you mean? How can you? How can you?
How did you like? Does it say it at the end of the movie, or like it's a they show you like it's like obviously gonna be a second part? Well, I don't get it.
Well, in the play, it's 2 acts.
Oh,
So they did it just like the play where the play where it'll be intermission. That's where they cut off the first one. They didn't want to be like the brutalist and have a 3 hour and 45-minute movie. It's like we're not gonna do that to y'all. Like, so I'm thankful for that. You know what I mean?
Tonight.
I'm thankful that it wasn't 3 hours and 45 minutes, because it could have easily been 3 hours and 45 minutes. And here are some of the interviews that John Chu did. He said, they tried to see if they could do it in one sitting, but it's just they wanted to tell the story, not just right. Basically, we the audience deserved it being told in the way that they told it, and they didn't want to cheat nothing out. They would have to cut out so much, and they're like, no, let's just
wait.
We're gonna have to, it's gonna have to be a long movie, and then they're like, no, let's make 2 parts. And I think that's genius, because not that you get 2 for the price of 1, because to make it still that long, it still costs a lot of money. However, to know that you have 2 parts, I think that you're gonna, obviously they broke major records with part 1 already, and I think part 2 is going to do the same, not just because the success of part 1, but I feel like now more fans gain more knowledge of it. So those who didn't see part 1, like you just said, are going to go see part 1, and then on the back end, if you saw part 1, you're going to not see part 2, because you're going to want to know what happened.
And everybody got a job to look forward to.
Yeah, well, they already shot it, so
it's done.
but they got to go on a whole new press run, of course. Whole new press run, whole new, so the job is done. But I just think that it's dope that part 2 is coming out, because I will be there. I'm going to see it about like 6 times, like I saw this one. So yeah, it is what it is. What else? Best director, Sean Baker won for Honora. I said actor in the wrong. I said, yeah. Let's go. So those are like most of the bigger awards. Obviously there's other awards, but shout out to The Substance for getting best makeup. I do think that they should have gotten best makeup. Yeah. So let's move on to some of the performances. So we opened up the Oscars with the performance from Cynthia Erivo and Ariana Grande with I mean, okay. So first of all, I loved how she opened up with "Somewhere Over the Rainbow" when she had on her ruby red dress with the actual ruby heel on the back. Shout out, that was a little nod to that. I thought that was dope. And then for Cynthia to come out and do a song from The Wiz.
That was a magical moment.
Uh, it just ties all of them together. It just shows you that we're gonna acknowledge. Let me tell you something. The fact that they say, okay, we're gonna acknowledge the Wizard of Oz, obviously the origin for the Wicked, or I should say the catalyst for Wicked, because the origin is supposed to be Wicked because anyway, if for those who know. So to acknowledge the Wizard of Oz and then to acknowledge the Wiz. Oh my God. I thought that was just so dope because at the end of the day, for her to be Alphaba, the green skin is a representation of black skin. It's a representation of it. And to acknowledge The Wiz, one of my favorite movies of all time, I was like, oh my God, this is so dope. And then for them to come together and do the big song, Defying Gravity, and of course they both hit every note. Of course,
That is so good. The mic was on.
oh, the mic is always on with them too. With them too, the mic will always be on, will forever be on, and it just is. And they just sound dope. They just sound perfect, 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 perfect. That was a perfect way of opening. It was a surprise. Obviously, people didn't know. Kind of, some reports did leak saying they think they are performing, but no one had confirmation. But I just thought it was dope that they did that. And
how do you feel? It's a little off topic, but how do you feel about Cynthia Erivo playing Jesus in Jesus Christ Superstar?
well, I'll say this: Jesus Christ Superstar is a satire play. It's satirical. So if people are not outraged before, why are they outraged now? Is it because she's black, or a woman, or both?
Yeah.
But just keep it a buck. It's a satirical play. It's not. It's not the Book of David that's on Amazon Prime right now. Check your local listings. It's not that. It ain't that. Yeah. It's satire. So if we weren't upset about it or had outrage about it before, and all these years it's been out, why are people saying something about it now?
I just found out about it. I mean, I believe that they had an all female cast in it as well. But you know how some people are like blasphemous and how dare you?
Yeah, but why are they outraged now? I mean, race is a big issue.
I don't think it's the race. I think it's more so because she's a woman.
I think it's a woman, and I think because she's black. Because
We'll
at
see.
the end of the day, that's just my opinion. That's just my opinion. But yeah, what were we talking about?
Oh, so we were. I just had to take you to that, but we was going back to the next award winner.
Oh yeah, no, the open, yeah. So they opened with that performance. I thought it was dope. I cried a little bit. I just it was so dope because it's the first time they did it live. So it was the first time they did it live. It was just so they had the stage lift up a little. Oh, it was just awesome. It was just dope. I'm glad it was just dope.
I knew you was excited. You FaceTime me immediately.
It was not the word. I was screaming. It was so good. I'm a fan. I am a huge fan. Yeah, it was just dope. And another performance. Speaking of saying to the spirit of Wizard of Oz and The Wiz, Queen Latifah, she performed "Ease on Down the Road" as a tribute to Quincy Jones, which was announced from Whoopi Goldberg and Oprah Winfrey. I thought that was so dope that they took the stage to introduce Queen Latifah to perform that song that obviously Quincy Jones composed, produced, and some more stuff. Here's my thing. This is for the public. Come here. No, come closer. Did y'all not know that Queen Latifah is a jazz singer? Like, what? Did y'all just find this out? Where have y'all been? I am just confused on where have y'all been? She's been a singer. And she put out a whole jazz album. Where the fuck y'all been?
Sure did.
People are like, she sings. Oh my god, I didn't know that she's. Some people say, oh my god, I didn't know she sings. Like I'm surprised. And then some people's like, oh my god, why did they get a rapper to sing? Wait, what? Like people are just weird and crazy and need to do your research. And anyway, I thought the performance was great. Who else performed? Oh, we had the James Bond tribute.
Nice. Doja.
From Doja Cat, Lisa, and Ray, which they just put a song out, or a few weeks ago I put a song in a video out, which I have a video review. And if you have not seen it, all you gotta do is click up here, and you can see that video review of what I did for them.
Born Again song, correct? Yes. I love the song. I haven't seen the video. I'm gonna watch it tonight.
Oh, watch my video review.
I will.
All you gotta do is click right there. Ting. Yeah. So they performed for the James Bond films, which I thought was awesome. And it wasn't those many performances. The Oscars. What they didn't do this year, what they do, what they did in previous years was, always they do the best original song and everybody gets to perform the best original song. They did not do that quite this year. So I mean, listen, every year the Oscars are different. They produce it differently. They have even the way they seated, like the one I was talking about, the one that Will Packer did. They had like round tables at the beginning, and then so it's all gonna be different. Different times, obviously different hosts.
I was very happy that Doja showed her part of her voice range.
Yeah, another singer, another talented artist. Doja Cat is very, very talented.
I've never heard her in that.
Very good rapper, very good performer, very good artist overall.
She is. She had that little boosie fade a little bit last night. I liked it.
Boosie
She
fade.
had a little boosie fade. I knew that dude. She had like a little.
Who was Boosie, the rapper?
Yeah. She had a nice little fade on her. She's letting her hair grow back.
Got it. Okay. Well, there it goes. Yeah. So those were the performances. Any moments that you thought was some of your favorite? I know you mentioned the Adam Sandler moment.
Ben Stiller was one of my favorite moments. His category, his whole intro, the whole whoever wrote that bit. It was for I believe a production, on a production best production, and I just love that whole little bit.
Yeah, I thought that was dope. I thought that was funny. I love that Halle Berry and Adrian Brody kind of did their Oscar kiss from previous years. They redid that. That wasn't on the telecast, but that was on the red carpet. I thought that was funny. That was a moment. What were some other moments that were moments?
Oh well, remember I said until.
Oh, until here we go.
The internet is kind of trying to hang Conan O'Brien for the Drake joke.
But why?
I don't know. I guess coming from Conan O'Brien, it just wasn't, taken well.
Is it because he's non-black?
It might be.
Look, we talk race here, okay? I don't see the problem.
I didn't see a problem with it either. I just said until.
Yeah.
What?
I don't see the problem. I mean, at the end of the day, when you host the Oscars, first of all, it's a big job to have. And a lot of people talk about stuff that's in the news, the administration, not even just this administration, all administrations, every president gets it, okay? Not just this one. So they always talk about something political. They always talk about something that's going on in current news. They talk about, hell, some of the comedians do crowd work where they're talking about the actual people in the crowd, really getting them. So it's just, I didn't find the joke distasteful or bad or not good.
I think I'm over it.
I thought it was clever on the fact that a lot of people are talking about. A lot of people talked about it. I mean, when you look at the other award show, the Grammys, the whole Grammys chanted A minor. It's like, so it's not like I don't know. I just thought it was a little chuckle. I mean, I didn't think it was hilarious, but I just was like, oh, that's funny. That's funny. But I didn't think that was bad, or I don't think that it was.
Just a lot of people on social media.
Yeah. Listen, chill out. Conan O'Brien. First of all, we're gonna chill out on Conan O'Brien, okay? We're gonna chill out on Conan O'Brien. Yeah.
Wait, Conan O'Brien, Jimmy Fallon, Jimmy Kimmel. Who's your
favorite host?
Yeah. Late night
TV show host. It will be a toss up between Kimmel and O'Brien. I really think Kimmel is
It's Fallon and
hilarious.
O'Brien for me, but if I had to pick between the two, yeah, I love Jimmy Fallon. If I had to pick between those two, that's a hard one. I go for Fallon.
I mean, if you're making me pick them, I would have to say between Kimmel and O'Brien. I really like O'Brien, but I really like Kimmel as well. I like
They
them
all
both.
great, man. That's why I asked.
I like them both.
They
I
all,
mean, I like all three,
they all
but
make
if
good
I have to
content.
pick, um, yeah, those were the performances. It wasn't a lot of performances. Um, the obviously they do the people who passed away each
In
year's.
memoriam.
That was really there was a few people in there that I was like, wait, they
Yeah.
passed. Oh my God, wait, what? So there's levels to this, and as far as like actors or anybody, but like those actors that it's just like, wow, like the actors that we grew up watching as a kid, and not the big A-listers, but the ones, that one guy that you probably don't know their name, but they're consistently working.
In every movie growing up.
Are so important. Those are very important people, and let me tell you why. They're important, and that's like a little sweet spot to have because they're a working actor. They're able to sustain a certain lifestyle and a living and support their family and do what they love to do. But they're also not too famous where they can go to the store and buy stuff or go to the mall. The
But people will
go
be
to the
looking
malls.
and be like,
People like that's the guy
yeah,
from
they
da
don't
da
know
da.
his name,
But
bro.
they won't get harassed. That's a sweet spot to be in, actually. But I say all that to say you might not really know their names, but you know their characters because they've been a staple really in your life because you've seen them play opposite of the biggest stars, but you don't know their name. I love that's a little sweet spot, and that people I feel should not overlook and try to go for as well. But I know everybody wants to go for to be number one on the call sheet, but it's not always about that. And honestly, I don't even know if you can handle that spiritually. I don't think people really understand all that entails. That's a life that people say they want until they get a piece of it and go, wait, I didn't know. I didn't know. And then that's why a lot of people turn to substances and take their own lives, unfortunately, and just all these other little things. But I'm saying shout out to all the working actors and all the people that are in that sweet spot in their career where people don't really know their first and last name or won't track them down and be like, I need a picture. You might actually do say I want a picture, but it's like that sweet spot where I can still be amongst people and be good, but also I'm doing my craft and I'm recognizable, would you rather be like,
I like to have a Michael Ealy type ish.
that's what I'm saying, would you like to be like, Beyonce, Michael Jackson famous? Or would you rather be famous enough to where you want to go to this restaurant, there's no reservations, and the person recognizes you and bump you to the front? You get what I mean? Like, those are the perks that you want. You want to be able to walk into somewhere and be just recognizable enough to where you can get you a reservation at the restaurant, or you go into the pharmacy to pick up your, they're like, oh, yours is, those little things where you're able to skip the line, or people are not too
Yeah, Michael Ealy career. That's a great. That's a very tangible career.
I think that's like I think that's just like a little sweet spot. You go to
Just enough.
a restaurant, a mom and pop restaurant or a mom and pop store, they give you a discount. Or they're like, no, it's on us. But then you tip them the money that you're gonna pay for it anyway. But it's just those favors. It's
It's hard to get.
that's a goal.
Yeah.
So everybody wants to be the one. Make me the 5, okay? I'll be the 5. Make me the 5 because you're still able to be amongst your people and live your life and do everything things that you want to do. I don't think people really understand how Beyonce has to move. It takes a freaking
Days of preparation sometimes.
she can't just go, oh, I want to run to the store, or oh, I'm gonna go here, or let's fly. People don't understand the preparation it takes to move people of that caliber. It's not easy.
Just a plan to go bowling.
It's just not, and you have to buy out the whole bowling alley. And then you got to vet the people who's working and tell them they got to put their phone. It's just
That's too much.
I don't think people really understand it. And there's certain things you can't buy out. One thing you would never be able to buy out is Disneyland. They don't care who you are.
Damn.
You ain't buying out Disneyland. You ain't shutting it down. It's never been done. It's never been done. The biggest celebrity of the biggest celebrity. Like, you can buy out Magic Mountain. You can buy out certain okay, Six Flags for those who not in LA. You can buy out certain things, go at night, overnight. Disneyland don't play that.
Universal, you can buy out.
Disneyland does not play that. Good luck. So if she want to go to Disneyland, it will be impossible for her. She'll have to get a disguise. Michael Jackson used to go in full prosthetics. Full prosthetics. Janet Jackson, she sometimes, and again, you get to a certain level, and then when you're, I don't want to say star power, but your popularity, as far as, yeah, your popularity kind of subsides or gets, listen, what goes up must come down. It is what it is. But you're able to move other, certain ways. But when you're that one, good luck. Let's
Sweet spot.
Sweet spot. Keyword is sweet spot. That's what we want. Yeah, so that was the Oscars. This closing out this sad because it closed out the award season.
They knock them out quick the first 3 months. They out there.
The award season, we looking forward to, we have other award shows coming up like the AMAs and the MTV VMAs. That's, these are all coming from, towards the summer and stuff like that. But like the award season, I really, really love because it's so fast. It's so festive and then all the parties. Everybody knows I love a good party. But yeah, that was the Oscars. So what do you say? Wrap it up.
This year, 2025 Oscars, man. Every year I look at the Oscars like, yo, one day I will be in one of those seats, if not presented, if not being nominated, if not win, if it's in God's will, man. But the award season is something I also look forward to because it gives me hope, it gives me inspiration, it gives me, that chance to really channel and manifest. Because a lot of people that get up there and receive awards, if they're nominated, they started somewhere and they have to get to where they are, and they have to get there. They have to bust their ass. So I love watching it to see what God has planned for me. But one thing I hate about the Oscars, and this is what pisses me off, and it did me. Don't you hate when you be looking at the Oscars and you be like, and the camera cut, and you be like, how he get in there? And you somebody this is a regular old person, and you be like, how they get in there? What they doing there? That brother work at Little Caesars.
I don't think that when I see people I know, I'll be like, go, go, go. That's how I say.
That's how you. That's
oh yes, I'm like, go.
But I'm like, yo, how did you get those tickets to the Oscars? Listen, every year I see somebody like, man, what the hell he doing there?
Listen, it's something. Listen, you sitting on the gold mine.
What you mean, a chair?
If you know, you know.
Oh my god.
Sitting on the gold mine. Listen. People, listen, you gotta use what you got to get what you want. It's called a date. People get plus ones. You know what I'm saying? People get plus ones.
That's what I'm asking. Make it make sense for me. That was a good point. Thank you.
Look, you dating the wrong person.
Oh God. Well, 2020, you got me stabbling and scraping now. No, wait.
Oh.
Hey, 2025 Oscar recap, man. Thank you.
Yes, thank you guys for coming out. Thank you for watching. Make sure you like, you subscribe, you hit that notification bell so you can know every time that there is a video posted. And again, if you like this video recap, make sure you look at this video recap when we recap another award show. Click right there for that. And make sure you catch us on the next one. Because you never know where you be. You might be somewhere. You hear somebody say, sir? Or ma'am? I'm in the building.